If you don't recognize this loser, consider yourself lucky. This is Vitali, a sad excuse of a streamer who might be facing up to 25 years in a Philippine prison because his content is so bad. And no, I'm not even joking. Well, guys, things are finally starting to look up. It seems like we're entering into an era where things on the internet are beginning to be corrected. People we've been waiting on to get arrested are being arrested. Content creators that nobody likes and that don't really deserve to be on the internet are being banned. We're eating good. For the first time in I don't even know how long at this point, it seems like this year is going to be a good year for those with a fully developed frontal lobe. It seems like countries and their governments are finally starting to crack down on what might be the biggest cancer on the internet right now, public nuisance streamers. It seems like the countries that these losers go to harass the locals and just fuck with everything have finally had enough. Over the last couple of months, we've seen Johnny Somali face some pretty serious charges, and recently, over the last couple of weeks, another loser, who I honestly kind of forgot existed, is now facing some life-altering charges for their stupid, degenerate behavior overseas. That's right, unfortunately today we are talking about the absolute fucking loser, Vitali. Now, if you don't know who Vitali is, he's one of the OG YouTube pranksters who, surprisingly, given his history of being a douchebag to people in public from the beginning of his internet career, eventually went down the public nuisance streamer pipeline, where all of his content slowly devolved into him walking around in public, harassing people in countries where he thinks he's not going to get in trouble for harassing people. And recently, it backfired just a touch. And when I say backfired just a touch, I mean that the man may have genuinely thrown his life away for this content. A couple of weeks ago, he was arrested in the Philippines for this shit, and it's looking really bad for him. Like, the man might be spending the next 25 years of his life in a Philippine prison. Kind of bad. Yeah, so if you haven't been keeping up with this whole Vitali situation, a couple of weeks ago, on April 3rd, aka my birthday, so you know, pretty cool, Vitali was arrested in the Philippines, and he's been charged with a whole lot of different shit, but among the charges are unjust vexation, alarm and scandal, and attempted theft, which unjust vexation is the silliest criminal charge I've ever heard of, but there's nobody more deserving of a life-ruining, silly criminal charge than Vitali. Now, these charges might not sound too serious, and in America they may not be, but where this gets really bad for this guy is that the Interior Secretary of the Philippine government has decided that they're not sending Vitali back to America to let us deal with him. They're going to take care of it there. And they're taking all of Vitali's charges very seriously. They've decided that they are not deporting him. He's going to stay there and await trial, which according to every single article I've read may take 2 to 3 years. And for that entire time, Vitali will be in prison, or specifically the Bureau of Immigration Detention Facility, which is not a place you want to be. And I have a feeling that Vitali is going to be in a place like that for a very long time because the Philippine government is not fucking around. The president has commented on this. They are taking this very seriously, and it seems like they are probably going to end up making an example out of Vitali. And you know what? Honestly, good. I'm so fucking tired of these streamers who think they can just do whatever they want in the name of content. It's a bad enough issue to begin with here in America, and then these idiots go overseas and do it thinking that they're untouchable, making us all look like fucking idiots. And I mean, is 25 years in a foreign prison a long time for being stupid? Yeah, it might be, but honestly, it's hard to feel bad for the guy. It's really hard to care. Like, this is a 33-year-old man, and this is just a short list of some of the shit he's done. Obviously, he's done the classic public nuisance streamer thing of just walking up to people and being a dick, you know, trying to get a reaction out of every single person that crosses his path. He threatened to rob a woman as a prank. Funny, I know. Stolen multiple things from multiple people. He stole a security guard's hat, a fan from a restaurant, a motorcycle. He's been breaking into restaurants, driving into pedestrians, running into vehicles. He tried to go windsurfing, and when things didn't go his way, he encouraged all of his followers to go leave bad reviews for the business. And keep in mind, this is all shit that he's done just while he's been in the Philippines. I mean, this guy's terrible behavior goes back literal decades. This man has posted videos where he pretends to be a police officer. He's been arrested multiple times for bomb threats that he made as part of a prank. He's streaked at the World Cup, at NBA games, at MLB games. He's climbed the pyramids of Giza. He was arrested for tackling and brutally beating a woman. I mean, it's kind of insane that this man has not earned himself a sentence like this already. Why American authorities refuse to do anything? No fucking clue. So even if the sentence is a little wacky, I'm glad that some countries' authorities are putting their foot down. Because like seriously, this kind of shit is already a big enough problem as is. If we keep letting these guys just do whatever they want to, in a couple of years, every single person on the planet with an iPhone with a little bit of a messed up moral compass is just gonna go out and start messing with people and be famous after a week. It's already a pretty bad problem on TikTok. There's so many guys who do shit like this and they make a lot of money from it. Why people watch this kind of stuff, I don't really get it. But at some point, a line has to be drawn. Anyways, back to what Vitaly's got ahead of him. Like we mentioned, it seems like he's probably going to be spending the next couple of years of his life in the Bureau of Immigration detention facility, which, as mentioned, not a place you want to be. It has a capacity of 140 detainees, and as of 5 years ago, it had 418. And considering that it hasn't been under maximum capacity since 2002, I think it's safe to assume that the population is even higher today. This place has been accused many times of abuse of human rights. It's been compared to the Gulag, and since it's a detention center in the Philippines, there's no constitutional right to bail, which means Vitaly is stuck there until his trial. Now, as much as I dislike Vitaly, I think people are making this out to be almost like a good thing when they really shouldn't. Like, let's keep our heads about this, people. I mean, come on, people do not deserve to be held in a Gulag-like setting while they're awaiting trial. They haven't even been found guilty yet. There are innocent people in this detention facility 100%. So, you know, maybe let's not be like woohoo inhumane prisons just because there's a guy we don't like going to one. You know what I mean? However, with that being said, still don't really feel bad for him. Now, if he is sentenced, things really aren't going to get a whole lot better for him. The Philippines isn't the worst place to go to prison, but it's definitely not the best. A lot of their prisons suffer from this overcrowding problem, which that alone as an isolated issue is a pretty big problem when you might have to live at one of these places for 24 years. But the resource strain that an overcrowded prison experiences, lack of food, lack of hygiene products, you're not only left without enough space, you're left without enough of anything, really. I doubt he's going to get 20-40 years for this, but I do think he will probably end up serving something, and it's going to be a bad something. And if somehow he lucks out and he doesn't serve any time at all, things are still not going to be great. There is currently a worldwide petition for him to be banned off of every major social media platform right now, which tells me that once this is all said and done, after he gets done in this detention facility, even if he manages to not serve any time after that, it doesn't seem like he's going to have an audience left over. No matter what ends up happening here, this guy's life has changed permanently. And again, don't get me wrong, like I said earlier, I'm not advocating for all of these guys to be thrown into an inhumane prison, but they do need to start facing some sort of repercussions for these actions. You should not be able to monetize harassing people and fucking up their day like these guys have managed to. We've got to do something. Well, guys, what do you think? What do you think is going to end up happening to our friend Vitaly here? Do you think this sentence is fair? Like I said, as much as I don't like the guy, 24 years is kind of crazy for what he did. I don't really know what I think is fair because it's not like public information what all he's being charged with yet, I don't think. But a few years to think about what he's done is definitely in order, and I hope he sees at least that. What about you? What do you think is fair? Hopefully, all the social media platforms that still allow this dork to monetize his content on their platform go ahead and ban him preemptively. Is that gonna happen? Well, probably not. A man can dream though. See ya.